Listen closely because I'm only going to say this once. My name is Ibrahim Faure, President of Burkina Faso, and today I speak not just as a head of state, but as an African, a son of this soil, and a voice for a continent that refuses to remain silent any longer. We are done bowing. We are done being polite, while foreign powers treat Africa like their private playground. We are done with the lies, the threats, and the backroom deals. A few days ago, a message surfaced, allegedly from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, warning African leaders to stay in line or face consequences. Maybe he said it. Maybe he didn't. Frankly, it doesn't matter, because the message, implied or spoken, was clear. Some still believe they can intimidate Africa into submission. To them, I say this, loud, direct, and unapologetic. We are not your colony. We are not your pawns. We are sovereign nations, and we will defend our freedom with everything we have. Let me take you back to that moment in Ouagadougou. The press room was packed, cameras flashing, journalists silent. The tension was heavy. I stood before them, not with a script, but with truth burning in my chest. I looked into the camera and spoke directly to Netanyahu. We are no longer colonies. We are sovereign. And if any foreign leader thinks they can bully Africa into submission, they are gravely mistaken. The room went still, but I wasn't done. I leaned forward and added, "Let me be clear, Mr. Netanyahu. Burkina Faso does not answer to Tel Aviv. We do not answer to Washington. And we will never bow to any force that tries to buy or bomb us into silence." This wasn't just about Israel. It was about every country that has ever tried to control us, loot our land, or silence our people. Why did I speak out? Why break the silence so many before me have kept? Because that silence is a prison, and I refuse to be a prisoner. For decades, powerful nations have bled Africa dry, taking our gold, diamonds, oil, then telling us how to live, what to believe, and who to fear. Even after we won our independence, they returned with different weapons. Debt, manipulation, military bases. No more. We've had enough. My people have had enough. Africa has had enough. Netanyahu's so-called warning wasn't just an insult to me or my nation. It was a slap in the face to every African who dreams of a proud, united, sovereign continent, and I will not let that insult pass unanswered. They expected us to be afraid, to bow our heads, to whisper, "Yes, sir," every time they told us to kneel. But I am not that kind of leader. And this is no longer that kind of Africa. After I spoke, something incredible happened. The message didn't stay inside that press room. It exploded. It raced across Telegram, WhatsApp, X. Millions watched. Millions felt it. Young people in Mali, farmers in Niger, students in Guinea, activists in South Africa. They weren't just hearing me. They were hearing themselves. Their anger, their pride, their hope. Colonel Goita in Mali shared the speech. Madi Doumbouya in Guinea stood up and said, "We stand with you." Hashtags like "Your Africa," "Will not bow," and "We stand with Traore" swept across the continent like wildfire. This wasn't a speech, it was a spark. And now, Africa is catching fire. We are no longer scattered, divided, or silent. We are a family. And when one of us is threatened, we all rise. Let me tell you what sovereignty truly means to me. It's not some word buried in a constitution. It's the power to choose. Who enters our land, who touches our resources, who we build our future with. Sovereignty means standing tall and saying, "This is our home, and only we decide what happens here." But for too long, foreign powers moved their chess pieces across our soil, soldiers, corporations, agents, treating us like pawns in a game we never agreed to play. Well, we're done sitting. We're done being silent. We're done being used. In Burkina Faso, we are reclaiming what's ours. We've shut down foreign military bases. We've torn up exploitative deals. We refuse to be bribed, bombed, or bullied. And we are not alone. Across the Sahel, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, we've formed a bond. A united front. We call it the Sahel Alliance. But this isn't just a military pact. It's a promise. A promise that this land belongs to its people. That our future will no longer be dictated from Paris, Washington, or Tel Aviv. This moment, it feels different. Because the world is changing. And Africa is rising with it. For generations, we were told to wait our turn, to obey rules written in foreign tongues. But those days are over. Now we write our own rules. France once gripped us with its military, its banks, its puppets, but we've broken those chains. Mali stood up. Niger stood up. Burkina Faso stood up. And we're not finished yet. So let this be heard around the world. Africa will not kneel. Africa will not be silent. Africa will not be used. We are wide awake. We are united. And we are moving forward on our terms. Let the world hear us now. We are Africa, and we are taking back what is ours. When I spoke out against Netanyahu, I wasn't just calling out one man. I was speaking to every government that's ever looked at Africa as a resource to plunder, a people to manipulate. My message was clear. Africa is rising, and we are no longer afraid. Some called my words reckless. Let me make something clear. That speech wasn't reckless. It was necessary. It was a declaration that we are done merely surviving. Now we rise to thrive, to build, to lead, and no force on earth will stop us. And you know what happened next? Silence. Not a single word from Israel's government. No denial, no rebuttal, nothing. That silence says more than any official statement ever could. It told me they weren't prepared for a leader from Africa to stand tall and speak without fear. They're used to African presidents who smile for the cameras, who stay quiet, who don't stir the waters. But I'm not here to play that role. I'm here to speak truth, even when it shakes the room. The Western media? They barely mentioned it. Because my speech didn't fit the story they like to tell, Africa as weak, fractured, and forever dependent. But we are rewriting that story. One voice, one hashtag, one united stand at a time. Every time someone shares that video, every time a student in Ghana or a mother in Chad or a farmer in Senegal reposts those words,
every time another African leader says, "I stand with Traoré," we chip away at the old narrative. I never set out to become a symbol. I'm just a man from Burkina Faso, doing what any true leader should do, fighting for his people. But when I see the messages pouring in from across the continent, young men, elders, students, mothers, I realize this is bigger than me. They're calling me a voice for Africa, a symbol of defiance, a reminder that we don't have to cower anymore, that we don't have to ask permission to stand up for ourselves. I'm not doing this for applause. I'm doing it because I believe in something greater. I believe in Africa. I believe in our strength, in our future, in our right to shape our own destiny. I believe in the dreams of those who came before us, and the promise of those who will come after. And that belief is what led to the Sahel Alliance. This isn't just a military pact, it's a vision. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, we're not just neighbors anymore. We're brothers, and we've made a vow. If you strike one, you face all. We share our resources, we share our knowledge, we share our strength. We're showing the world that Africa doesn't need to be rescued. We are capable of building and defending our own future. But this is more than resisting threats. It's about constructing something new. We want schools that teach our history, not a version rewritten by colonizers. We want hospitals that actually heal, not empty buildings with foreign flags. We want economies that uplift our people, not foreign companies that drain our wealth and disappear. The Sahel Alliance is just the beginning. I dream of a continent where North stands with South and East joins hands with West. One Africa, united, unshakable. And to those leaders, foreign or local, who still believe they can control us with threats, bribes, or bombs, I say this: your time is over. We are not your backyard. We are not your mine. We are not your experiment. We are Africa, and we are wide awake. We are the descendants of kings and queens, warriors and visionaries. We are the architects of the next chapter, and we will write it in our own words, with our own hands. To my African brothers and sisters, this is our moment. Don't shrink. Don't second-guess yourself. Don't let anyone tell you that we're not ready. Stand up. Speak out. Support the leaders who defend you, not those who sell your future to the highest bidder. Some people say my words were too bold, that I'm picking a fight we can't win. But I say this: the real danger lies in staying silent. The real risk is pretending everything is fine while our dignity is stolen piece by piece. I spoke because I believe we deserve better, because I believe we have the right to live free, to make our own choices, to shape our future without fear. And if that makes the powerful uncomfortable, so be it. I'm not here to please those who exploit us. I'm here to fight for what's right, and I won't stop until Africa stands, strong, proud, and unbreakably free.